Hi everyone, Champion Chess Tour just started and today we'll take a look at the game between Fabiano Caruana. So let's quickly jump into the game. So Fabi was white, he started with e4 and already on move 1 we have surprise, knight to c6. This is Nimzovich defense, the 9th most popular move besides c5, e5 and so on. And here Caruana goes for d4, principal choice. Here we can also play knight to f3 and yes, it can transpose back to the Ruy Lopez or something like that. But d4, and now the main move is d5. Of course, e5 is the best move to gain space. Now bishop has to go out to f5. And here we can play c3, but Fabi goes for knight to f3. Now e6, opening a bishop, also for e7 square for the knight. So bishop 3, bishop takes, queen d7, c3, and here Carlsen plays really nice move, f6, so trying to break the center. Also it gives some additional space for his pieces. So castle, fe5, de5, and here Carlsen plays new move, a5, trying to advance on the queen side. So rook to e1. Actually, instead of a5, computer suggests just to develop a knight on e7. Here, instead of rook to e1, better would be just to play c4 and try to break the center. So Fabi played rook to e1 anyway. Now we have bishop to c5, attacking here, of course getting the bishop out of the chain. Now knight b to 2, and here again computer suggests knight to e7, but Carlsen goes for a4, which is slight mistake. And in this position Fabi didn't took an opportunity and he played b4, which was not the best move. Best would be to play knight g5, and knight is so strong here, trying to threaten here to take on h7. We can see some lines, knight to h6. But now we just bring another knight into the game and knight is coming here, knight g4, knight d4, and white has clear advantage. Also notice here if h6 is if h6 is played, now we can check, and this position is horrible. Also here if g6, then we can go queen to h3, and there's huge pressure here, so let's do a random move. Let's say rook here, but now we can just take here, of course, and white is better. But b4 was played, and here en passant, knight b3, bishop to b6, bishop e3. White develops the pieces. White is better, as you can know. These rooks are connected, and black lacks a little bit space. So bishop takes, and here in this position you have an option with which piece to take, with the pawn or with the rook. What would you choose? Yeah, the best actually is to take with the pawn, because let's say b6, but now we have this nice idea, e4, trying to open a position. Let's say if the e4, now queen enters here and rook will enter the d file, so everything is going to the white's advantage. But in the game Fabi took with the rook, and now Carlsen plays b6. The idea, of course, is preventing knight to c5, knight g5, and here knight g to e7 was played. Yes, in this position g6 is bad, because now rook h3, rook b8, a random move, but now we can take on h7, rook takes, this was big threat, check. As you can see, rook is lost. And if rook to f7, now we can take on g8. So that would be very painful for black. Not available g6 move here in this position. It's not available. Anyway, now Caruana took a pawn, of course free pawn, knight f5, rook h3, so threatening some checks and trying to pick up a rook. And here king to d8 was played. Actually, here it's very interesting move that black can take and still keep up with white, because white is better after king to d8. here the best move by computer is knight takes e5. And now this is actually not a threat, knight to f6, picking up a rook, because king e7, very strong, just giving up this queen, knight d7, but now black takes here on e3, knight b6, of course knight was hanging, but now knight f4, threatening to take here, knight a8, knight h3 with check, gh3, and rook takes knight, and actually black is a little bit better here. Also notice that here, if queen to e2, after knight e5, if queen to 2, knight f7, and the position is draw or equal. And after king d8, Fabi didn't respond well and he played a4. This was not the best move. Better would be again to play knight g5, takes, king c8, or this one, f4, is also very strong. Excuse me, just not giving up this pawn on e5, f4, of course, the best move. So quite logical why he played a4, but now knight takes e5, queen e2, knight g6, queen enters here, so white is still good, knight e5, and here just queen to e2 would be the best move, but Fabi goes for queen to f4, and now his trouble will start. Knight f7, a5, trying to open the position, king c8, and here just taking is the best move. Let's consider this line: takes, rook takes, knight takes, and cb6. Black is still a little bit better, but not that much. But after this move, rook to e1, just Carlsen simply took a free pawn on a5, and this pawn, as you will see in the game, was decisive. Queen d2, e5, now rook a1. Fabi tries desperately to defend, but now queen b5, just protecting this pawn. Queen c2, knight d6, knight d2, now lots of maneuvering moves. Of course, black plan is easy, just to push, a4, g4, knight e7, knight f3, knight c4, knight g5. This is quite easy for Carlsen, a3, so another step for this pawn to advance. Knight f7, rook e8, knight g5, queen b2, so threatening to exchange the queens. Queen d1, a2, so pawn is almost promoted. Knight e6, here b6, queen to b6. In this position also knight g6 is very strong. Knight takes and knight f4, very easily winning for black. But queen to b6 was played, knight g5, e4, king g2, rook a5, so protecting this pawn. Knight takes g7, but now very beautiful rook to f8 was played. Now we are threatening to take here on f2, and after queen to e2, promoting here, Carlsen plays really nice final move, amazing queen to b1. So again, magnificent masterpiece by Carlsen, and I think he will win this champion chess tour. So guys, thank you for watching as always, and please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye.